Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we like to highlight movers and shakers in our industry and people that are just fancy. My guest today, very, very, very special to me. He's one of my besties. He is my personal realtor out in the Chicagoland area, Sean Christopher Cochran. You like the government, the government name, Sean?
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And EXP, right?
Yes, ma'am. EXP Realty.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
Um, Sean and I talk all the time. We have been very, very good friends since, oh my God, well over a decade now at this point.
Correct.
Well over a decade. And we still do a lot of business together.
We do.
And I wanted to bring Sean on because Sean has a huge following on TikTok. And congratulations
Thank you.
for that. Yes. Um, and starting August 17th, so
Correct.
just a little over a month, what's going to be happening in the realtor space? Take it away.
So, thank you for the intro. Thank you for having me. So to get right into it, come August 17th, um, co-op commissions, so commissions paid to the buyer's
Hmm.
broker, can no longer be advertised on the MLS. So what that means is right now, and realtors know this, when you see a 123 Main Street for sale, the first thing the realtors do is scroll down and look at the commission that's going to be paid. So if I bring a
Okay.
buyer, I'm going to make, let's just say, 2.5 to 3%, depending where you are in the country. Well, that commission can no longer be advertised on the MLS, so it's going to say zero. So what will happen is brokers will have to negotiate that commission uh, off off MLS. So they have to call the other broker, ask if the broker's paying a commission, and a lot of times the brokers may not want to get into that until they get an offer, right?
Yeah.
So the the tough part of this for realtors may be if you have a hot home, a
Hmm.
home 123, Maple, that's got 15 different people looking at it on the first day it goes live, and six different offers. The tough part will be asking that seller to pay you a commission will probably weaken your offer. Do you see?
Wow. Okay.
So so it's just like asking for, you know, seller concessions. Okay. So what will have to happen in that case, if as a realtor, if your buyer wants to have a stronger offer, they may not want to ask the seller for that money or way less than what they would normally. That means the buyer's broker could potentially make less unless the buyer's broker charges their buyer. And historically, we have not done that, right? So it's
Okay.
going to be tough for realtors to pivot if they haven't had those good conversations with their buyers that, hey, this is my fee. Let's say it's three,
Hmm.
and I'll try my hardest to squeeze this three out of the seller. But if for some reason the seller doesn't give us that much, well, you're on the hook for the rest. And that's how these conversations are going to go. A lot of buyers, as you know, Delilah, prices are up, rates are up.
Yeah.
They may not have that extra money.
That
So it this could hurt buyers who don't have as much money to get to the table.
understood.
It may not. The sellers can still pay you. They just can't be on the MLS. But if you have a seller saying, "I ain't paying nothing," and then your buyer doesn't have a lot of money, nice cup, I love it. Your buyer doesn't have the extra money to pay their broker. Well, that buyer may not be able to get that
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. And this is very important. I wanted Sean to come on because he talks on this all the time. Obviously, realtors do an amazing job putting content out there, putting open houses out there, what they're doing, where they're at. I always talk about that. You guys do an amazing job. This is something that could potentially change the game because you're going to have to find a way how to, I don't like spin this, Sean, where it's more of a commitment from the buyer, basically. Am I right? It's a commitment.
It is.
Before, people would look at houses just with, hey, are you pre-approved? Because obviously we don't look at houses without, you being pre-approved. We know that. But now
Correct.
there's like a real heavy commitment from the buyer side now. And I know that
Correct.
we will try to get it from still the seller,
Correct.
right? But that may not be the case.
It may not be the
And
case. And there's some deals in the MLS right now, Delilah, that you see the commission has dropped way lower, 1%. My
yeah,
buddy, another realtor friend of mine, sent me a list of 5 homes that he was trying to take his client to. All 5 of them had zero. Um,
wow.
and
Wow.
now also, we can't take you to see it. Come August 17th, we must have a signed, it's called a buyer's agency agreement with
Okay.
anybody who's taking a house. So we can no longer take you. It's literally, if you are a realtor, you cannot take someone to see any home if you don't have a signed buyer's agreement. That buyer's
Wow.
agreement has to detail, one, if it's just for this house or is it for every house we go see, and two, the fee that the buyer's brokerage is owed should you buy this house. So Delilah, you want to go see 456, Maine? Sure, let's go. Sign this form.
I'm here. Yeah.
Sign here, says if you buy this house and I'm about to show you, you owe me 2.5%.
Wow.
Buyer signs it. They go. They want to make an offer. We put in an offer. We ask them for 2.5%. They counter us with nothing, no percent back. Meaning, fine, you can pay us the price for the home, but we will not pay any fees for the broker. That
Ooh,
is still on the hook for that 2.5%, and it's
wow.
contractual. They can't like go around us and say no thanks, I'm not buying it, and then knock on the door and then
Yeah.
go. And even if they were to do that, and here's the crazy part, they were to do that, and we eventually found out, your broker could sue you and will probably win because you
Because you
signed
signed.
something saying you pay on
Wow.
upon close of escrow. Do I expect that to happen? No. I'm saying it could. So, brokers are just going to have to get used to perhaps having to charge their buyer. It's a negotiable fee.
Okay.
Nothing is standard. It could be 1%, be a 0.5%, it could be 10%. We're not going to do that. But it's a negotiable fee. So if buyers want to go see houses without an agent or don't have to go through that, the only thing they can do is go to an open house. And only I'm not sure the percentage, a very small percentage of homes in the US have an open house. And if you don't have an agent, you're going to have to go to the seller. And the seller's primary responsibility must be to the seller's agent's primary
Yeah.
responsibility must be to a seller. So if you want the listing agent to represent you, he or she cannot help you negotiate price. He or she cannot
Ooh.
cannot tell you anything that they know about the house besides things that are disclosed. You just have someone doing work for you, and guess what? They're still going to charge you any darn way.
That's correct. That's
So
correct.
people are just going to need to have probably maybe a little more money than they did. Well, than they
Yeah.
would.
And that could be a challenge because so many folks, there's a lot of first time home buyers
Mm-hmm.
and there's a lot that use down payment assistance.
That
And
will
it
help.
just,
This will help this.
that would help. That would help. So well, thank you. Thank you for
Sure.
sharing
Yep.
all that
Absolutely.
information. It's important. I don't think a lot of originators, because I'm heavy lender too,
Correct.
understand what's the change that's coming August 17th. It's an important date, and I think that they should know. And I also think some realtors are not grasping this.
We don't
And
understand it as a group, Delilah.
yeah,
As a
it's
group, we are all over the place on this.
okay. And then the last thing I want to touch on
Sure.
before, we end TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Your biggest platform is TikTok, correct?
It is.
Okay. So you get leads every single day on TikTok. Am I
It is.
right to say that?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
For those that are looking to wander into the TikTok space,
To the
what
realm.
advice will you give them? Because I'm going to say something too.
Sure.
I follow uh Sean on TikTok. He has a great following, but with that following comes some
Heat.
heat, fire,
Yes.
advice. Sean, advice.
My biggest advice is if you teach them, they will come.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
a lot of people, realtors, whomever, get on TikTok and maybe they do a little dance or something, and all that's great. God love you.
Okay.
But if you're looking to get leads, you have to teach people something. The world is starving for knowledge on real estate. Right? Everybody wants to know about houses and investment properties and how do I
Yeah.
get into a house. Teach your audience something about how to obtain property. Teach them about a mortgage program if you're familiar with it. Teach them
Hmm.
about a down payment assistance program either nationwide or in your state. Teach them something. And then the key, Delilah, is give people a way to reach out to you. I say the same thing in most of my videos. If you are interested in this program nationwide, click the link in my bio. I will get you with a loan officer to help you get pre-approved. And if you are pre-approved, I will personally refer you to a realtor. Now, as what that does for me is, I'm not charging these people anything. They click the link. I can send them to Bob, the loan officer in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Once they're pre-approved, Bob calls me, hey, Sean, they're pre-approved. Then I, as a realtor, can reach out to my fellow realtor for EXP in Rhode Island, say, hey, look, I got a pre-approved buyer for you. I'll just take my 25%. Thank you very much. And I do that all day long. That's the power of LinkedIn. I'm sorry, good Lord, I'm thinking of you and your LinkedIn. That's the power of TikTok and
Yeah.
the opportunity realtors have to make some additional income simply by being a referral source. So, but if you teach them, they will come.
I
Teach
love it.
audience something.
I absolutely teach them, educate them, add value to them. That is
Yes.
something I'm constantly, that's my what I want my content to always resonate with people, and you do an amazing job.
Well,
So
thank you very much.
so thank you so much
My
for
LinkedIn, it sucks. Listen, people, let me tell you something before I go. I post things on LinkedIn and get, now mind you, here's a guy that has 400,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram. I post something on LinkedIn, 2 likes,
likes. I know.
3. If I post anything like with Delilah, 40 likes, or my daughter, 50, right? So if you're good on one platform and horrible on another, don't give up. You just got to keep posting. It just is
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
true. It's consist
What are you going to do?
consistency. Consistency wins.
No one's, most people's LinkedIn does not look like Delilah. So don't use her as a benchmark, or you just won't start. So that's my suggestion. You just keep posting. Just keep
Yes.
posting. You'll be fine, and don't say anything controversial or political. There's my.
Amen. And with that, thank you, Sean, the Cowboy of Real Estate. I appreciate your time. I'll be seeing you soon in Chicago and
Yes,
at the
ma'am.
event. And with that, you guys, thank you for watching another episode of Amplify. We'll see you
Thank you
later.
for having me. You're the best.
You're the best. Bye.
Bye.